Air travel is changing, faster than most people realize. You might not see it yet, but the next time you step into an airport, it's not going to feel the same. The TSA is quietly preparing one of the biggest overhauls to airport security in decades. And by 2026, the way you move through the terminal, how you check in, how your bag is scanned, and even how your face is recognized, will all be different. So today, let's take a calm walk through what's really coming. Not the hype, not the rumors, but the actual changes you'll start to notice, one by one, as the old airport experience fades away. Let's start right at the entrance. For years, you've walked into the airport, pulled out your ID, your boarding pass, and stood in line. But soon, you might only need your phone or your face. Digital IDs are rolling out across more US states. And by mid-2026, the TSA plans to make them a standard option at most major airports. That means your physical driver's license or passport could soon become backup, not your main proof of identity. When you check in, the TSA will scan your digital ID directly from your Apple Wallet or Google Wallet. A photo will match you automatically through a secure federal database, confirming your identity in seconds. No paper, no fumbling for documents, and no more handing your passport back and forth across the counter. But here's where things get a little deeper. These new systems aren't just for convenience. They're powered by AI, artificial intelligence that can detect patterns, analyze traveler data, and spot potential security risks before you even reach the checkpoint. It's called risk-based screening, and it's the foundation of the new TSA. Instead of treating every traveler the same, AI-powered systems quietly rank passengers by potential risk, using everything from travel history to real-time behavior. If you've flown often and have a clean record, you'll move faster. If your profile raises any flags, you might get pulled aside for an extra check. The goal, according to the TSA, is to make the line shorter for most travelers. But it also means the system knows a lot more about you than it ever did before. Now, let's talk about those new 3D CT scanners. They're already being tested in dozens of airports. And by 2026, the plan is to replace nearly every old X-ray machine with these new ones. Instead of showing a flat image of what's inside your bag, these scanners build a detailed 3D model. Security officers can rotate it, zoom in, and view it from any angle, meaning they can see through clutter without asking you to unpack half your carry-on. That's the good news. The other side of the story is this. With 3D scanners, the TSA can also detect liquids, powders, and electronics with much higher accuracy. So, while we might finally see some relaxation of the 100 milliliter liquid rule, the trade-off is more precise scanning and far fewer grey areas at security. In plain terms, that means fewer random bag checks, but also less wiggle room for breaking the rules. Now, let's pause for a moment and picture this. You've just arrived at the airport for an early flight. The sun's barely up. You scan your digital ID, drop your bag, and glide through a checkpoint that barely looks like the ones you remember. No trays piling up. No shouting about laptops. No tiny plastic bags full of liquids. Just a quiet hum of movement as people walk through sleek, self-service lanes. That's not science fiction anymore. That's the new smart lane system being built right now. Each lane uses automated conveyors, AI-assisted scanning, and biometric gates that open only when you've cleared every step. Your bag moves on its own, your ID is verified automatically, and the line keeps moving almost continuously. It's smoother, it's faster, and it's heavily monitored. And with these systems, the TSA's new security hubs will be able to process up to twice as many travelers per hour. That means shorter wait times, but also a much tighter digital footprint for every traveler. Now, let's move deeper into the system. TSA PreCheck 2.0. If you're already part of PreCheck, you'll notice upgrades rolling out through 2025 and 2026. The program is getting smarter, integrating directly with Clear and other private verification platforms. That means one enrollment could soon cover both PreCheck and Clear, and your status will sync automatically with your airline app or digital ID. No more juggling logins. No more separate scans. Just one unified traveler profile. But again, here's the quiet shift most people aren't talking about. With every convenience, there's more data. Facial scans, digital IDs, travel history, PreCheck verification, AI risk scores. It's all tied together into a single traveler identity. The promise is speed and safety. The cost is privacy. The TSA says all facial data is encrypted and deleted after use. But digital privacy experts warn that with growing interagency sharing, it's becoming harder to track where your data really goes once you've been scanned. So if you've ever felt uneasy about that camera at the checkpoint, you're not alone. Now let's talk carry-ons. The size rules are changing. Airlines and the TSA are both enforcing stricter carry-on measurements, especially for budget flights. That means the "it fits if you push it" days are coming to an end. Smart scanners will automatically flag oversized bags, and some airports will require digital pre-approval for carry-on size when you check in online. If your bag doesn't meet the system's measurements, you'll be told before you even reach the gate, which could mean extra fees or a delayed boarding pass. But here's the part that might actually help. With carry-on enforcement becoming stricter, overhead bins will finally start to clear up. No more battles over space. No more last-minute gate checks. It'll be faster, and yes, a little more predictable. Let's move to one of the most talked about changes, liquid rules. After nearly 2 decades, the 100 milliliter rule is finally being re-evaluated. The new CT scanners can identify liquid types automatically, which means you'll be able to carry larger bottles of water, lotion, or other liquids, as long as the machine can verify what they are. This rollout is already underway in the UK and parts of Europe, with full adoption expected across US airports by late 2026. Imagine not having to unpack your toiletries. No more plastic bags. No more juggling water bottles and toothpaste at the line. It's one of those quiet upgrades that'll make flying just a little less stressful. Now, a quick note about baggage claim. New RFID tracking systems are being added to checked bags across major airlines. You'll be able to track your luggage in real time through your airline app. Not just see when it left, but where it is inside the airport network. That means fewer lost bags, and if one does go missing, the TSA and your airline can pinpoint exactly when and where it disappeared. And here's the twist. These systems are also designed to detect tampering. If your bag's been opened or scanned outside a secure zone, you'll get a notification right away. In other words, the bag you hand over at check-in will be the same bag you see again at your destination. But as airports become smarter, security doesn't stop at the gate. AI cameras are being installed throughout terminals to analyze movement patterns, detect suspicious activity, and even spot unattended luggage faster than human patrols. If something looks unusual, the system quietly alerts nearby officers, often before passengers even notice what's happening. You'll see fewer manual bag checks, but more subtle, data-driven monitoring. Some travelers may find that comforting. Others might find it a little too much. And that's the real balance we're stepping into in 2026. Faster travel, smarter screening, less friction, but a little less privacy too. For frequent travelers, this shift will feel smooth, even welcome. But for anyone who hasn't flown in a few years, the new airports might feel like stepping into the future overnight. No more paper boarding passes. No more digging for ID. Just you, your phone, your face, and a lot of invisible tech watching the rest. So how do you stay ahead? First, update your travel apps. Make sure your airline app is linked with your digital ID when it becomes available. Second, double-check your carry-on size before every flight. The days of sliding by are ending. Third, enroll in TSA PreCheck or Clear if you fly often. The new systems are designed to work best when you're verified early. Fourth, keep your digital ID and travel documents backed up on your phone and cloud. The last thing you want is a verification issue mid-flight. And finally, stay calm. The next version of air travel is designed to be smoother, not scarier. Once the systems settle in, you'll probably never want to go back to the old ways. But here's something to think about. When airports become smarter than the people walking through them, it's easy to forget how much they're actually learning about us. So next time you scan your face at the gate, or your bag glides through a 3D scanner, remember, this isn't just about flying faster. It's about how travel is quietly evolving into something bigger, something connected, something permanent. Because in 2026, air travel won't just feel different. It will be different.